Surprise, estheticians! It's me! So, I'm probably not looking so hot. I wanted to do a surprise class about something really relevant this week. Not only did I have an accidental exposure to soy 48 hours ago, which has been giving me major issues the last couple days, but I wanted to talk to you about what food allergies, food irritations, what role does all of this have to play in the skin? And you can also watch this on my YouTube channel when we're done. If you are on my YouTube channel and this was recorded live, and I am live, hi guys, then make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. By the way, I have this on a stand tonight and I can see your questions and comments. So this is a surprise class and this is very relevant this week. This is very vloggy because it's not only coming up for me personally in the last 48 hours, but I've had a rush of estheticians asking me about this food allergy, what's going on with my eczema, what's going on with my acne, what's going on with my psoriasis. And all of this is related to not only what we do externally, but what's going on internally. And I think a lot of us estheticians, until we have some personal experience in it or education, sometimes we can draw a blank. When we're learning about it, we're like, okay, I'm doing everything I can topically, what is going on here, right? So let's talk about allergies and how they present in the skin so you can start looking deeper into what might be going on. Hi, ladies. I see 3 or 4 of you now. Hi, Heather. Hi, Chandra. So we're just getting into talking about, and my eyes have been red, irritated. So here's the backstory, everyone joining now. I accidentally ate soy 48 hours ago, and I'm supposed to carry an EpiPen for that. And, it was kind of a freaky reaction, which it gave me, I don't know if you can see it, but it gave me some breakouts too for 24 hours that really mimic like a rosacea type reaction. Sorry that I didn't pre-alert everyone to this class, but this kind of came up in a very real way with multiple clients and myself in the last 48 hours. But I've been helping clients with this for years because I have a lot of personal experience. So if you don't know about me, I went gluten-free 17 years ago when it was not a fad, not to downplay it for anyone who's figuring out it exists because it's so popular these days. So 17 years ago, and my brain is not quite 100% yet. Thank you, soy, which I am supposed to be carrying an EpiPen, but we're doing a whole vlog style class on this because it's come up multiple times and I don't talk in a class format enough about this, and it's very important. I mean, I can't tell you how many times an acne client, a rosacea client, a psoriasis client, an eczema client has a food irritation or an allergy, and I'm going to explain what the difference is and how it presents in people's skin. So obviously, we know what an anaphylactic allergy is. Just in case you don't, that's the kind of allergy that can send you to the hospital. Let me make sure. My little stand is very tippy. So if you tip, I'm just going to hold it with one of my hands so it doesn't fall over. So an anaphylactic allergy is when, your throat starts closing. Sorry about my network connection. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yes, I am. Okay. So an anaphylactic allergy is where you get a rash, your throat starts closing, you have to go to the hospital, or it can be life-threatening. Now, what a lot of us don't know, which is related to the skin, is there's a whole spectrum, okay, that goes all the way from irritation, which is mild, moderate, and severe. My classification for my own gluten intolerance and soy allergy is soy, I have a mild to moderate anaphylactic reaction when I eat soy, or if I put it on my skin. And I'm talking like soy lecithin, which is even a very minute amount of soy lecithin, which they use as an emulsifier, in foods and products. That will set me off, okay? And for years, I didn't know about these allergies. Not only did I have inflammation and damage happening my whole life, until I figured out when I was 18 that I had the gluten allergy. That was from reading Eat Right for Your Blood Type. I don't know if you guys have read that book, but you need to read Eat Right for Your Blood Type, and you need to study blood types. If you have any interest in nutrition, we need to know a little bit about nutrition as it relates to skin. And in California, for example, you are allowed to study nutrition. I may even do some certification on, just how ingredients and allergies and how they relate to the skin, because I feel like it's highly undereducated. Now, some of you have gone out and you've learned yourself. I had to, because I had such severe reactions. I mean, to the point where they told me when I was a child that I had comprehension disorder. I mean, look at me now, ladies, with running my own business that I started with no money from anyone, and I'm sorry my eyes look the way they do. I'm still in the middle of recovering from it being exposed to soy. So it makes all kinds of allergy-like symptoms, and I'm on a massive amount of antihistamines. It also made my back go out, which is a really interesting phenomenon. When I eat soy, it raises the inflammation so high right above my intestines and in the lower back area that it'll actually make my musculoskeletal system will go out. There's so much inflammation that comes up. So you can see where I'm heading towards the skin with this. So with the skin, aging, eczema, psoriasis, which those need to be they need to be diagnosed, and, a doctor needs to work with certain conditions that are out of our scope, but there's definitely things that you can guide people towards when they have certain skin conditions going on. One of those things is recommending they get the top 8 food allergies checked. They need to watch out for GMOs in their foods. GMOs are very inflammatory. Dairy is very inflammatory. The nightshade family. There's a lot to think about with nutrition. Also, food combining. If you've combined your foods the wrong way, you can cause inflammation and problems where the food is moving so slow that it'll actually cause a problem for your skin and your system. So in the Eat Right for Your Blood Type that I studied years ago, A blood types, which are 40% of the population, they actually don't have the enzymes to process red meat and tomatoes. So every A blood type I've known, when they eat red meat or they eat tomatoes, they kind of get this inflammatory response. And at least once you know about it, you can do something about it. So this goes back to how it relates to allergies, like real allergies. And allergies are sometimes mild, moderate, or severe. And there's also another category called irritations to food. And that could be one of the top 8 food allergies. that are known. That could be the nightshade family. That could be the legumes family. That could be GMOs. They have to start checking if they have inflammatory skin conditions. So that would be rosacea, acne, some cases aging. Eczema and psoriasis, absolutely. Those flare up because of what I'm talking about. I just helped a fellow esthetician who's, she shared her post, and one of the main problems was a potential egg allergy, which is on the top 8 list. So if you're dealing with acne, rosacea, and a lot of inflammatory response from the skin, you've got to check these things. And I personally cannot put soy on my skin. I can't eat soy. I can't eat gluten. And I actually get a rosacea type. Not only do I have acne and keratosis pilaris, but I also get a rosacea like breakout, which happened to me from eating the soy in the last 48 hours. Is I got a pimple here which went away because it was more like a histamine inflammatory, like pustule type of situation that you would see more like when you do hair removal or you get a histamine reaction. I also had one on the tip of my nose. I get them right here really bad. You can actually see this, the reason this area gets pink. And there's another interesting thing here. If I use any towels that are washed in bleach or fragranced laundry detergent, I start to get this rosacea type, which is not my acne flaring up. My acne kind of comes in down here. And I've had that clear for 5 or 6 years. It flared up really bad after I had it clear for years when I had my twins, because my whole hormone smorgasbord went crazy. So, hi Angela. Hi Leslie. Hi Christina. Hi Andrea. I love seeing all of you. So this is a great class. It will be on YouTube as well if you're not watching it there now. I know everybody's live right now, but this will be accessible later. I don't look my greatest right now, and I've said several times because I had an allergic reaction within the last 48 hours. It threw my whole back out. I knew immediately. So let's talk about some of the symptoms when your clients are trying to figure this out. Here's something that's a little concerning, okay? If you send them to the prick tests, right? The prick tests where they test all the foods, they're inaccurate 40% of the time. It's like those mammograms that drive me crazy. Those are inaccurate 40 to 60% of the time. Mammograms are. So you got to get thermography, if you're looking for breast cancer or something like that. So you can't really send your clients to a prick test to figure out what these problems are with their foods. And if you are exploring this for yourself and your skin, you need to do an elimination. So what you look for is you take the food out, you see if the symptoms you're having improve. So that could be anything from, skin issues that you're having to inflammation you're having all the time. Maybe you have IBS. Maybe, there's a number of things that present. Food allergies and irritations can cause migraines, body pain, runny nose, bloating all the time that you can't explain for any other reason. It can, like I said, cause either targeted or widespread body pain. Let me think. Obviously gas. If you eat something that's not particularly gassy, like cheese, for example, and broccoli, all the things, if some of you are moms that when you're breastfeeding, they say don't eat the gassy foods. Well, pay attention if you're eating a gassy food, but if you're getting a lot of gas from a food that's not particularly gassy, you might actually have an irritation to that food. The allergy tests, I'm seeing a comment here. Those are not accurate. Not at all. I mean, you've got a 40% chance of a false positive or a false negative. So you have to do elimination diets and you have to follow your symptoms. I said earlier in the video, my food allergies were so mysterious over the years that they literally said I had comprehension disorder when I was a child because I was in a full-on brain fog all the time. And then it went into like when I became a teen, it presented as horrible. Acne was part of it. I got rosacea-like breakouts. My skin was very reactive for years until I figured out all of my allergies. And I had to do that through studying and eliminating and adding things back in. For me, I tend to have a pretty consistent runny nose. Not to TMI you guys, but foods I don't get along with give me almost like a, what would you call it? Like a food poisoning reaction where you get diarrhea, as gross as that is. And that can happen anywhere from 24 hours after exposure to 5 days after I've eaten it. Can upset the whole digestive system. So what you need to pay attention to when you eat a food is like if you get an immediate runny nose and you can't explain it, or you get really, really gassy, as you're processing it, you get a headache, you get body pain, brain fog is a symptom, but there's so many skin presentations. So there's, those skins that are just uber reactive and you can't really explain it. There's probably an internal problem that they have not figured out, along with needing proper skincare. And if you catch the whole picture for someone, you can change their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have had people over the years tell me, this saved my life, that you helped me, just even gave me the information to try to explore this. And they were like, oh my gosh, not only is my skin 20 times better, but I feel better because the allergy or the irritation was making them sick every day, which is what it did. Oh, so here's another symptom I forgot. Allergy shiners, really, really, really dark circles for no reason. So if they're sleeping well, everything's normal and their eyes are just black. So when I was a kid, my poor mom, a lady stopped her once at the park and really pissed her off and said, "What are you doing to your daughter? She looks like she hasn't slept in days." And it was actually my food allergies that were giving me horrid dark circles constantly with no explanation. And to this day, when I eat, even my daughter, I went into her room tonight. She goes, "Mommy, your eyes look really tired tonight. Are you okay?" And I said, "It's just because I accidentally ate soy 2 days ago." So flaky eyelids could be eczema and could definitely be related to what we're talking about. You just have to explore this, and especially if you have an inflammatory skin condition, you're not going to help certain people who have acne or rosacea just by topically looking at everything. You've got to, even if you give a minimal information about this, just explore this. There's probably a connection there. This is like some basics. It can really change somebody's life. And it's not just going to change their skin completely. It's going to change how they feel every day. So this is very relevant to me because I had to figure all this out before it was really accepted. Like there's always been allergies, but back when I was exploring all this for myself, it wasn't popular to explore anything except anaphylactic reactions. This was like 17 years ago. I went gluten-free 17 years ago, and then not until 7 years ago did I figure out that soy was also a huge culprit. So even someone like me, it took me that long to make, yes, it can cause cystic acne, it can cause bacne. One of my before and afters, which I can share again, it was a sister of an esthetician. So all the acne clients that I take as before and afters are last, what would we call that? Last resort cases, meaning they're estheticians that tried every product line they could think of. They tried anything they could do, and they couldn't clear the skin. And the reason my program works is partially because of this class, and partially because you have to have a strict, product regime to back it up. So it's a combo. So let's say now I've removed all of my food allergies, right, out of the mix. Oh, that should solve my acne and all my problems. Nope. My skin still produces 5 times too many skin cells. I have KP genetically, and I have a skin cell problem genetically. So I have to constantly exfoliate my skin, or it produces so many skin cells my body can't naturally turn them over. So when you're dealing with something like acne, you're still going to have them on a long-term program with their skin that they have to follow, or they will still have problems. But like I said, you really have to check the details with all this. So even if I go to a hotel and I forget my own towel, which sounds crazy, right? Bringing my own towels. Well, not to estheticians, it doesn't, but to some people it might. And, I have to bring my own towels, or I start getting a rosacea-like pustules all over, which take a little while to heal. And that is just even a fragrance-free laundry detergent. If they've been bleached, it'll do that. Or if it's a fragranced laundry detergent. So there's a lot of detail when it comes to treating, and it's not treating, it's more like management of rosacea, acne, and inflamed skin. And allergies and irritations are a huge part of it. And also, the product regime has to match as well. So you guys see what I'm saying? Like me, for example, gluten and soy, huge intolerance there. And even when I cleaned those out, I will still go into horrible bouts of acne or my little rosacea-like breakouts. I also get rashy really easily here. So I have this funky inflammatory responses basically with my skin, and that's because I've been diagnosed a long time with fibromyalgia, but my mom is actually getting biopsied for Sjogren's disease, which may run in our family, which is an autoimmune problem. But some of your acne clients are just going to have a skin cell problem. They're not going to have all this extra. Like my body is extra, let me tell you. I just laugh about it now. What the beauty of it all is all of this exploration I had to do with my health has helped me help hundreds and probably thousands of clients at this point, because we have thousands of clients. And I keep looking at my eyeballs. They look so watery still from all that soy I got. So excuse my eyeballs there. So I think, in a nutshell, that covers a lot for you guys to think about. So you need to start exploring the top 8 food allergies. Now on my acne checklist, which could really be called Acne, Rosacea, and Reactive Skin checklist, it lists a whole complete list of everything that they need to start checking. And it's all on one page to make it simple, and it doesn't exclude anything. Keep in mind on that acne sheet, though, there's iodine, and peanut butter and things like that are very acne specific. But all of the food items to check, like the GMOs, hormones, are very inflammatory for the body. Any hormones in food are hormonally disruptive to your body and can cause some of these things that we're talking about. So obviously we need to do a deeper dive, and I think I need to design some more classes around this, but I get asked about this all the time, and I've had to become, an expert in my own right, thanks to my body always giving me trouble. A lot of times the medical professionals are fantastic for certain things. I had to get my gallbladder out a couple years ago, but every time it came to something like allergies, or even just not that long ago, like 9 months ago, I went into perimenopause, which I've shared openly with you guys. It sent me into what the therapist described as a severe depression. And I was kind of like, what do you mean severe? That's not moderate or mild. And I'm not a person who experiences that as a regular cycle. So I knew something was causing it. I had to be my own advocate, and I had to demand they tested my hormones, because it felt to me internally, because I know my body really well now. And, sometimes we got to help our clients get to know their body and get in tune with themselves so that they can help their skin, and more than that too. And so, lo and behold, they tested my hormones, and my progesterone was so low it was out of the range she said it needed to be in a healthy range for my age. And I was like, oh, nailed it, But the medical doctors were not heading in that direction at all, by the way. That not at all. I had to know my body and demand that we explored certain things. So you need to be your own health advocate without being a hypochondriac, right? Because it can go in that direction too easily. You don't want to be obsessed with it where it's consuming you. I've seen that too. But you want to be a strong advocate for your health, and you're going to have to advocate for yourself to figure out food allergies, food irritations. You're even going to have to help guide, clients in the right direction without stepping out of your scope. So, for example, in California, I've studied all this because I help people and I like to know what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do. And it is in our scope to guide people towards, some of these things. I never paint myself, though, as an expert in something that I'm not. You know what I mean? I don't tell clients, hey, I'm a nutritionist, when I'm not, right? But I say, hey, I've had all these health issues myself. This is presenting in your skin. I think it's a good idea that we check these things. And that has led many, many times to someone discovering something that was life-changing. And even just those simple directions and help from you saying, hey, let's explore and check this off the list of yes or no, with these things. Just saying that can really, really change the way a client views their skin and their body, and it'll keep them a lot healthier. So one more thing I'll add, all of these health issues and my passion for skin, kind of culminated into creating the product line the way that I did. So our product line is safe, for example, even with oncology. I personally, thanks to my immune system, I can't tolerate anything toxic. I can't put anything toxic into my load that I'm already getting naturally from everything around us, because we're surrounded by a lot of toxins, I hate to say. So my issue in skincare for years was, how do we keep the toxic load at zero with the skincare line, but make it medically active, where it's got the right percentages of peptides, it's got the right percentages of acids. And to this day, that's still hard to find in our industry. I had to create the line because I couldn't find what I wanted. And I didn't want to at first, just so you guys know. It wasn't, at first it was not this grand plan. And then after I created the line, we used it on clients for a long time. And clients said, oh my gosh, this is changing my skin more than anything else I've ever used. I've spent a lot of money and time before, and this is different. That's when I realized, need to share this with other professionals. So my line, you can count on those with cancer, autoimmune problems, anything where you're trying to remove the toxic load. That's very important when you're treating these skins. If you're putting in ingredients into the mix that are considered toxic or inflammatory, many ingredients are also hormonally disruptive. You can see what I'm getting at here. Fragrance is one of them. If it's a man-made fake fragrance that did not come from nature, that is a horrible, horrible thing for, and I'm sorry to the estheticians who really believe in the products that contain that, but we're talking about studies of 2,000 women or more in the breast cancer community in particular. Breast cancer studies, fragrance and perfume that are man-made fake fragrances are on the top 10 list, okay? So what that's doing to inflammatory skins and reactive skins, you can only imagine if that's what it's doing, mutating cells. So I have this photo of these mushrooms that were grown organically, just like the salad mushrooms. And there's commercial and organic. And there's a type of photography where you can actually photograph the energy, so to speak, or the electrical charge that's coming off of organic, versus clean. So what I'm also getting at with these food allergies and these inflammatory skin types are they need to really use clean ingredients, just like they need to eat clean. Otherwise, you're looking at a whole world of problems. So if you look up this photography of the commercially grown mushroom and the organically grown, the organic looks like a bolt of lightning. It's completely glowing, energized. I'll share it soon on social media. Again, I've shared it before, years ago. And the commercially grown, the energy and the charge it's giving off is very imbalanced. So the organic one looks like an even amount of lightning going all around, like it's glowing with light. The other one looks very imbalanced. It's got these weird little shoots of energy, then it's got stunted parts, So those are the signals that you're giving to your cells in your skin and your body. That's why cells begin to mutate, because they're getting the wrong message. And so when you have a product line for skins that have, they've got internal allergies, they've got inflammation going on, you have to use clean products to send their cells the right message. So you might be using the best active ingredients with the wrong surrounding product. And that is sending overall the wrong message, even though some of those ingredients might be in the right percentages. I hope you understand what I'm getting at with that. All right. I love you guys. I think this was very relevant. This has come up several times this week with clients, estheticians, and then myself, sadly. I ate that soy and was like, we're doing a class because it's Wednesday. It's publishing day. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, I make a new class or video, and I'm dedicated to that and not taking a break. If there ever is not a video on that day, it'll be published soon after, and it would have to be because I didn't have something pre-filmed and maybe I had the flu or something like that. I am human, everybody. All right, so every Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be a new class published on YouTube, and this was our class for today. I am training, and I have a lot going on at the spa, so I know it's Wednesday night, so it's Tuesday or Wednesday, okay? So on YouTube, be sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, and stay in touch with me on Esthetician Talk, and I love helping all of you guys. I get lots of wonderful feedback. Most of the feedback I get is just super positive and really exciting to see everybody's succeeding and learning, and I get lots of thank yous, and I really appreciate all of you and all of the support, and I'm so happy that what I'm putting out in the world is helping you guys, and I will not stop. I'm dedicated. All right. Love you. Bye.